Good evening, Raiders Nation, and welcome to your go-to source for all things silver and black. Buckle up, because we've got a blockbuster story coming out of Las Vegas that's shaking up the NFL. The question on everyone's mind: is Jakobi Meyers, one of the Raiders' most reliable wide receivers, about to trade in his silver helmet for a new team? Let's dive into the drama at Allegiant Stadium, the place we lovingly call the Death Star, and break down what's happening with Meyers and the Raiders' rocky 2025 season. Here's the headline: Jakobi Meyers, the 28-year-old pass-catching dynamo, has reaffirmed his desire to be traded. After 3 seasons with the Raiders, Meyers is itching for a fresh start, a chance to chase championships elsewhere. Now, this isn't some locker room meltdown. Meyers is keeping it classy, vowing to stay professional. He told ESPN's Ryan McFadden, and I quote, "Oh, for sure," when asked if he still wants a trade, but he added, "I'm a professional at the end of the day. I'm just trying to play good football." That's the kind of grit you'd expect from a guy who's been a quiet force on this Raiders squad. Let's set the stage. The Raiders are struggling, folks. Sitting at a dismal 2-5, they're stuck at the bottom of the AFC West, a division that's been a battleground for decades with rivals like the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers breathing down their necks. Last week's 31-0 shutout loss to a divisional rival was a gut punch, the kind of game that makes you question everything. With a brutal stretch ahead, games against the Broncos twice, the high-flying Dallas Cowboys, the Chargers, the Eagles, and a Week 18 showdown with the Chiefs, the Raiders are staring down a tough road. It's no wonder players like Meyers, pass-rushing beast Max Crosby, linebacker Elandon Roberts, and even veteran running back Raheem Mostert are rumored to be eyeing the exit before the November 4th trade deadline. But let's zoom in on Meyers. This undrafted gem, who first made waves with the New England Patriots before signing a 3-year, $33 million deal with the Raiders, is in the final year of his contract. In 2024, he had a career year: 89 catches, 1,027 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Former Raiders star Davante Adams, no slouch himself, called Meyers the NFL's best-kept secret. That's high praise from a guy who knows a thing or two about catching passes. Adams said, "I learned so many things from Jakobi this year that I didn't know before." That's the kind of impact Meyers has, on the field and in the locker room. So, why the trade request? Well, Meyers wants to play for a contender, and right now, the Raiders are far from that. Despite an off-season overhaul with new coaches and a new quarterback in Aiden O'Connell, the team hasn't found its rhythm. Injuries haven't helped either. Meyers missed the Chiefs game with toe and knee issues, watching from the sidelines as younger receiver Trey Tucker stepped up as the WR1. In 5 games this season, Meyers has 29 receptions for 329 yards, averaging 11.3 yards per catch, but he's still searching for his first touchdown. Compare that to his 2024 explosion, and you can see why he's frustrated. Now, let's talk tactics. The Raiders' offense, under coordinator Chip Kelly, leans heavily on quick, precise routes, perfect for a sure-handed receiver like Meyers. But with Tucker emerging and the team's passing game struggling, Meyers has been relegated to WR2. That's not where a player of his caliber wants to be. SB Nation's Tristan Kuhn pegs Meyers' trade odds at 85% or higher, and the market for him is hot. As the best receiver available, he could fetch a young player, a pending free agent, or draft picks, likely starting at a 2027 4th-rounder, which is what the Raiders might get if he walks in free agency. Let's put this in perspective with a bit of Raiders history. This franchise, born in Oakland and forged by the rebellious spirit of Al Davis, has always been about taking risks. Think, just win, baby. From the glory days of Ken Stabler leading the team to a Super Bowl XI victory to Marcus Allen's legendary runs in the 80s, the Raiders have never been afraid to shake things up. Trading Meyers could be one of those bold moves, especially if it brings back assets to rebuild around stars like Max Crosby, who's likely staying put as the heart of the defense. Imagine this: I spoke to a fictional Raiders insider, Coach John Maverick Thompson, who told me, "Meyers is a pro's pro, but this team's in transition. If we can turn his trade into a draft pick or a young stud, we're setting up for the future while giving Jakobi a shot at a ring." That's the mindset in Vegas right now, balancing loyalty to players with the reality of a rebuild. What's next? If Meyers gets traded, teams like the Eagles or Cowboys, both on the Raiders' schedule, could be in the mix, desperate for a reliable target. A move like that could shift the AFC West landscape and give Meyers the playoff stage he craves. For the Raiders, it's a chance to stockpile assets for 2026 and beyond, especially with a draft class that's rumored to be loaded with offensive talent. Raiders Nation, this is where you come in. Are you rooting for Meyers to stay and help turn this season around, or is it time to let him chase his dreams elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't miss our next game against the Broncos. It's a classic AFC West showdown you won't want to miss. The Raiders' commitment to excellence is being tested, but as always, we're in this together. Stay tuned, and let's keep the silver and black pride alive.